Alright, and here we are in week 2. So we're going to get into the different classes of ROVs. Right, and show you the different sizes and what they look like. From older to newer. So we got class 1 first, is an observation ROV. Class 1s are usually called flying eyeballs. These vehicles are small and are usually fitted with cameras and lights only. Micro size is less than 3 kilograms, used to access pipelines in space too small for a diver. And mini size is less than 15 kilograms, can be easily transported and operated by one person. Used primarily for light survey and inspection work. All electric and operate to depths of 300 meters. May be able to utilize one sensor such as a CP probe and one additional camera. So cathode protection, and that's got to do with rust and all that. We'll get into that later on in another course, but feel free to cathodic protection. Okay, and they cost anywhere from 10 to 100. So this is a bit outdated. You can get them now from like about $2,000. Okay, with Blue ROV and Deep Trekker. So remember those two companies. They're not on the slides. So 1970s portable eyeball ROV system, Hydro Products RCV 125 we seen last week. So that's what it looked like. CRT, cathode ray tube television screens, so they're just as deep or deeper than they are wide. Okay. Credited as the first ROV utilized by the oil and gas industry. So there it is again. Underneath a drilling platform. And we'll just get into the naming conventions. ROVs that are manufactured following a standardized design are commonly named by a brand name followed by a number indicating the order of manufacture. Examples will be Millennium 29 or Scorpio 7E. Design of a series of ROVs may have changed significantly over the life of an ROV series. However, an ROV pilot will often be familiar with the idiosyncrasies of a particular vehicle by name. So like Mil 29 was different than Mil 3, okay? Like there was some differences, but they were still millenniums. Basically the same. Mag 25 was different than Mag 33. ROVs are not normally referred to in female gender as ships may be, but in the neutral gender. ROVs that are one-off or unique designs may be given a unique name similar to the style used for ships, i.e. Jason Jr. Celebrity ROV Jason Jr., built by Deep Submergent Laboratory at the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institute, WHOI. Deployed from Alvin, United States Navy manned deep ocean research submersible on board United States Navy registered vessel NOR. Used to explore the wreck of the Titanic in 1986 and went down to almost 4 kilometers. Alright, so there is parts of the Titanic, okay? And that's an artist's conception. Alright, so you'll see like this is the sub and then the Jason Jr. Alright, flies out. I think it hit at 30 something miles an hour when it hit the ocean floor. Just to let you know. Alvin in Lars being launched off the aft of the marine vessel Atlantic. Registered vessel NOR, United States Navy vessel operated by the WHOI, was used for the 1985 and 89 Titanic missions. So once again, there's the Lars, okay, with your giant boom actuators. This swings it in on deck and off, right? Then you unleash the latches and down it goes. Jason and Jr. and Alvin. Subsea and on deck. Alright, so Class 1 observation ROVs perform simple observation tasks such as monitoring divers and taking video, perform simple visual survey tasks. Low cost ROV, Quest, low cost LC ROV, low cost ROV. Okay. Little manipulator here, right? Lights, camera. ROV World's AC ROV operates on 120 VAC power, 300 watts, 75 meter depth rating, portable, can be deployed by one person under 3 minutes. fly-through size of 7.48 inches, and a drop-through size of 8.27 inches, 3 kilograms, 20,000. Frequently used in conjunction with divers for inspection work. Mainly used for safety purposes to monitor diver location and condition. Gives the surface supervisor an overall view of the subsea work site. Video ray. We did have one of them. We still got the body of it, and the thrusters work. Manipulator. We got 2 or 3 of them. It's been broke up over the years. It was one of the first ROVs, right? We got a newer video ray. It doesn't look like this at all. You can go on video ray website. Shark is another website. Seabotics. Deep Trekker is really good. We use a lot of deep trekkers. We have 4. And the deep trekkers are, they got a newer one out with a vertical controller like these ones here. And the other models of the deep trekker does not use vertical. So it can't go up and down. It can go up and down by changing the ballast. Alright, so this here, mainly used for safety purposes to monitor diver location and condition. Gives the surface supervisor an overall view of the subsea work site. Good for low current areas. So Seabotics. This is LBV 300. We have one of these. Basically, it's down at Seabotics right now, maybe getting refurbished. Big Green was my pet name on it. Excellent ROV. There's also an LBV 150. I do believe another division of the Marine Institute has one of them. And Seabotics are used a nice bit. There's a construction company here in Newfoundland that use them for building wharfs, the inspection of the wharfs and all that. Their main competitor probably to me would be Outlander. Outlander makes an outstanding ROV around the same size. Okay. 300 meters, 300 meter seawater, depth rating, fiber optic or copper conductor, video transmission. So the one that the other division got at the Marine Institute has a fiber optic. Ours is copper. And the flaw with that was when it come into the rear end, into the connectors, it wide off, and the fiber optics is only like the size of a human hair, even though it was armored and all that. So you had a wide configuration, which could catch debris, seaweed, whatever, sticks, you name it, it would catch it and then rip it apart. So a dedicated tether, one dedicated tether is better. All right. So actually, with Seabotics, their copper, I'm going to say, was the better than fiber optic / copper. High intensity LED lights. Options include laser scaling, grabber, zoom camera, Triton, rotary scanning sonar. So they cost about 60,000. Same with the Outlanders. All right. The manipulators themselves are anywhere from 4 to 8 grand. Class 2 payloads. Usually have 2 simultaneous view cameras and are capable of handling several sensors. They are capable of carrying additional payloads associated with multiple cameras, sensors, and manipulators without a loss of original function. Can be fitted with sonar and can perform more detailed survey tasks. Can be fitted with light tooling packages such as rope and wire cutters. Higher cost and less portable, are usually less than 20 horsepower. So Saab CI Falcon, Saab as in Saab from Sweden, makes the cars and the fighter jets. Marine Institute has use of one of these units. MUN actually owns it. Operates on 120 VAC power, 300 meter depth rating, so 1,000 feet, right? Options include sonar, laser scaling, altimeter, and choice manipulators. Payload up to 18 pounds, and not a heavy payload. The system costs 270,000 Canadian, so very expensive, but a really good sub. Okay, I will say I did fly it, really good. Never seen this one before. Observation class high capacity electric vehicles perform many of the tasks of the larger work class electro-hydraulic ROVs, such as survey and light rig support, at a much lower cost. Perry Tritech Voyager, 1200 VAC 3-phase required, so alternating current rate 3-phase. 10 kilogram maximum payload, designed to operate in water depths of about 610 meters. So very capable inspection vehicles that have also gained popularity with the military and science markets due to primarily required operation. The work scope requirements for military and scientists are not in most cases complex as oil and gas operations. So like Saab makes a couple of these. Soil Machinery Development, SMD, is another one. I guess it's the English equivalent of FMC, Farm Machinery Corporation. Work class ROV systems including vans, lars, and winch, varying price from 500 grand to well over 15 million. So I've seen both, okay? The new Schilling has an ROV which is about 15, UHD is the name. I think it was $15 million. Is on the Scandi Vinland. It's down there in the harbour by DOF, D-O-F. There are fewer work-class ROV manufacturing companies than Class 1 and 2 companies. Difficult to know how many companies there are in total due to fluctuating ownership, dissolutions, and niche markets, disruptor operator companies. So it's like, you know, there was ProDive Oceaneering. Now there's ProDive and Oceaneering Canada, owned by Oceaneering from down in the States, worldwide. Dominion Diving's in Nova Scotia. There's Subsea 7, which took over Acergy. Technique is another one, right from France. Edison Schaus down in the States. Canyon Diving's a big one. Okay, there's one in Malaysia. It'll come to me. It will come to me. Actually, it's from Italy. Is the company that owns it, but they got a big contract in Malaysia and Singapore. So as larger, more specialized ROVs are developed, the ROV classification sequence will inevitably expand. The work class has by far the most vehicles working in the industry and has the greatest number of categories. So we can break these to three subcategories as per the Dive Certification Board of Canada. So less than 100 horsepower is Class 3A, Class 3B is 150 horsepower, and Class 3C is 150 horsepower up. Class 3A, so 20 to 100 horsepower, operate 100,000 to 2,000 meters, so 1 to 2 kilometers. Typically have 2 manipulators, but the smaller the class may only carry 1. Commonly have multiplexing capability that enables sensors and tuning to operate without being hardwired through the umbilical system. Soil Machinery Development, Atom, rated 500 to 3,000 meters, 60 to 100 horsepower, basic payload capacities of 250 kilograms. So a good bit of lift. And that's just an advertisement from the company. And here's a Triton. This is an XLS. Marine Institute has XL38, not an XLS, but an XL. One of the older models. About the same size, okay, with a top hat configuration like that. So the tether management system, the submarine base is on top, and it just unlatches and tethers out, flies away. So ours is 150 horsepower. This is 100 to 150 horsepower and operates in 1,000 to 4,000 meters, 1 to 4 kilometers. 100 to 150 horsepower, I already said that. Can lift up to 550 pounds. Through frame lift capability up to 6,600 pounds, weighs 5,500 kilograms, okay? So, nothing light. That's another advertisement. So, Oceaneering Maximum. So I've worked on Millenniums, Millennium Pluses, Magnum Pluses. They're Oceaneering vehicles, so I've never seen this. This is probably encased around, or it could not be, but the main thing is everything is inside the frame, alright? And that's like a fiber optic can, a telemetry can there, that's where your computers are mostly at. Right, the compensators are here, Firestone bellows, you can see, manipulators, right, cameras, thrusters, the gold motors are here, okay, looks like there's 2. Termination box, this square one, alright, strain relief. So this come out of a cage because it would have backed in. So the tether is here. Alright, so greater than 150 horsepower and operates up to 1 to 4 kilometers. Can lift over 1,200 pounds. With the capability of exceeding 6,600 pounds. This one here is 300 horsepower, has a vertical thruster, center lift capacity of 2,900 pounds or Honda Accord. This weighs, right, over 5 tons, and system costs $6 million, okay? So once again, we'll type data sheet on it. So the SMD saw machinery, 2.1 megawatts, ultra trencher 1 is the world's largest free swimming ROV, 20 million USD, United States dollars. So you can see the technician, right, so how big it is. So trenchers, right, they inject high pressure water on either side of the pipe, but it fluidizes soil bearing the pipeline. 50 tons, size of small house, is designed to operate down to a depth of 1,500 meters and bury large diameter oil and gas pipelines. Alright, so we'll just stay here for a second. We'll pause. So here's a little video of a trencher. I'm not going to show it all, but you'll get the gist of it in a second. As you can see, a regular ROV next to the trencher, making sure everything is going right. This is what you call the God's view, so the camera on that, you'd actually see this ROV like that, and if there was another ROV looking at the two V's, you'd see this scene right here, right, up on deck. So there you go. Alright, so these can be towed through the water by a surface craft or winch. Some vehicles have limited propulsive power and are capable of limited maneuverability. Bottom covers that use wheels or tracks. Used for cable and pipeline trenching, excavation, dredging, construction. T1000, 1,000 horsepower, 2 kilometers depth rating, weighs 50,000 pounds. Sansub was the company, I'm sorry, from Italy, okay. Big contracts in Asia. Jetting trencher used for small diameter cable or pipeline installation. This weighs 4,900 kilograms. Right, so here, this one here, class 4, total bottom grounding again. As you can see, the two people, 2.4 megawatt, 3,220 horsepower. SMD, saw machinery and development. Rock trencher is currently the world's most powerful seabed tractor, and it still is. The support system for this ROV is massive. You need a $500,000 generator power. Okay, so with this and the subsea mining, just think on excavators and all that, it's all remote controlled, alright, same size of equipment. Now we've got the AUVs. Most ROVs in this class classified as AUVs, autonomous underwater vehicles. Autonomous underwater vehicles, AUVs, represent the next step in the evolution of underwater intervention. 3 main industry utilize AUVs: oil and gas, scientific research, and the military. AUV applications range from seabed surveying to ocean research and mine countermeasures work. The oil and gas industry currently utilizes AUVs for making detailed maps of the seafloor before they start building subsea infrastructure. Alright, so the oil and gas industry currently utilizes AUVs for making detailed maps of the seafloor before they start building subsea infrastructure. Pipelines and subsea completions can be installed in the most cost-effective manner with minimum disruption to the environment. Also, post-lay pipe surveys are now possible. The AUV allows survey companies to conduct precise surveys of areas where traditional bathymetric surveys would be less effective or too costly. So I'll just get a little blurb up on AUVs for you. Bear with me. So this is from Fugro, another company that's got ROVs too. So I'll just show you like the sonar image.
Fugro, a world leader in subsea inspection services, has created an innovative pipeline inspection solution, providing quick, efficient and cost-effective information on pipeline assets. Using our fleet of autonomous underwater vehicles, or AUVs, we optimize data collection and delivery, enabling asset insights within hours. Pipeline information is delivered remotely via a web-based environment in the form of a digital twin. This photorealistic 3D model provides detailed intelligence on the pipeline's condition and an overview of any anomalies. The automated workflow makes the data processing up to 80% more efficient, allowing faster access to critical information. Fugro's solution allows remote data access to our specialists, reducing HSSE exposure.
So as you can see, some AUVs are fairly big.
Personnel needed offshore. AUVs can be mobilized from a container on a vessel of opportunity, increasing flexibility and reducing operational costs, enabling our clients to make timely asset management decisions. Fugro, unlocking insights from geodata.
Alright, so that's, enough. We'll show you Aquanaut. This is a hybrid. We'll get into hybrids later.
We came up with this concept from the get-go to build a transforming vehicle so that we could be hydrodynamic and be able to cruise a long distance. And then
so just remember that, Aquanaut, the underwater transformer. Okay.
I don't know about...
And we'll stop that. That's all. You can look at that yourselves. And back to the lesson plan. So the AUV flies, right? Scanning here, scanning here. What I'll just say about this computer software was the same I was using 10, 12 years ago with Baker Hughes. Alright? But that's for the ocean mappers to interpret. But obviously it's the seabed floor, right? And this blank space is right underneath the ROV, the SCSI sonar image. So there is a blank space. Right. AUVs are prominent oceanographic tools. They carry various sensors that enable them to navigate autonomously and map features of the ocean. Typical sensors include compasses, depth sensor, side scan, other sonars, magnometers, thermistors, Doppler velocity sonar, and conductivity probes. Most AUVs in use today are powered by rechargeable batteries, along with a sophisticated battery management system, ultra capacitors, right? So we got all this now to go through. So we'll get back to that. Some AUVs are powered by environment using temperature variance between warm and cold layers of water to generate their own power. Other AUVs are termed gliders and use variable buoyancy that operate like a roller coaster, gliding down and generating power with gravity, then changing buoyancy to rise up in the water column. So just think on an AC sine wave, anyone with an electrical background. So following that, okay? These specialized AUVs are capable of sustained operation for months and theoretically for years at a time between missions. So, everyone knows what a compass is. Depth sensor, just as a transducer, right? The pressure squeezes, reducing the voltage. The higher voltage, the more depth, I do believe, from what I can remember. Side scan, other sonars, you've seen just a bit of that. That's for another course and other instructors, and including myself. Magnometers, magnets, right? Compasses and, thermistors, for temperature sensors and all that. Doppler velocity sonar, conductivity probes. It's for electrolysis, cathodic protection and all that. And so we'll just Doppler velocity logs DVL sonar system that measures motion underwater. It emits sound bursts along beams angled downward in various directions. Echoes that are scattered off the seabed are returned. Okay. So an ultracapacitor is a supercapacitor. Is an electrical component capable of holding hundreds of times more electrical charge quantity than a standard capacitor. So use will require very little current and low voltage. Okay, you can go on and on and branch off to many different subtrades with the ROV. Okay, O-rings, all the types of capacitors and resistors, fiber optics. It goes on and on. So, like I said, the AC sine wave coming back in, right? Patterns repeat themselves. Doppler velocity log, not much difference, I don't believe, than the using the sonar, but we'll get into it in a second. Underwater acoustic positioning with beacons, shorter, ultra short acoustic baseline systems relative to surface ship, GPS. Taking its own GPS fix with backup systems including an onboard inertial navigation system and a magnetic compass for dead reckoning with the satellite link is broken. So now we're getting into gyroscopes, alright, and what aircraft would use. Alright, so Doppler velocity sonar, we done that. Doppler velocity log, alright, we'll quickly touch on it. Right, acoustic sensor that estimates velocity relative to sea bottom. So, long pulse, long minimum 3 acoustic beams. Right, triangulation. And inertial navigation system. Right, navigation device that uses computer, motion sensors, accelerometers, rotation sensors, gyroscopes to continually calculate by dead reckoning position the orientation and velocity of where you're to. Okay. So here's Pluto Plus, is an Italian Navy AUV, developed to locate and destroy underwater mines. Remus, one of the first commercial AUVs. Right, Black Ghost, built by the Cambridge Autonomous Underwater Vehicle Team, designed to be deployed on the Arctic ice sheet. The hybrid ROV Nereus will transform from a free-swimming vehicle for wide area ocean surveys above to a vehicle tethered by a cable to a surface ship for close-up investigation and sampling of seafloor rocks and organisms. Nereus was developed by the Woods Hole Oceanographic Institution. So this $8 million is $8 million, right? So they operate to 36,000 feet over almost 11 kilometers in the deepest part of the ocean. Channels are deep in the Mariana Trench, right, Pacific Ocean, where the pressure is over 16,000 psi, pounds per square inch. It's connected to the surface by a lightweight micro-thin fiber optic tether, right, that's 40 kilometers long, about the thickness of human hair, that has a breaking strength of only 4 kilograms. Hard to believe, but it did happen. So the hobby contingent, right, there's lots of competitions on the go, okay? Mate is one, probably the main one, okay? And Marine Institute helps support one, a team, okay? And they've won, I think, 3 times worldwide. So I'm not going to get much into this, alright? But it's growing, alright? Subsea exploration is still on the go, right? Fugro is always hiring, and the companies I'll just pause this again.
Descending into parts of the ocean.
So here's the Nereus.
That have previously been unexplored, and I think it's fair to say that will result in new discoveries about our ocean environment. Our final trials for the Nereus vehicle were, of course, to take it into the deepest part of the ocean, and that was to the bottom of the Marianas Trench in the Western Pacific. You could put Mount Everest into the Marianas Trench and there'd still be a mile of water over the top of Mount Everest. Humans have been to the very bottom of the trench.
Alright, so we're not going to go through all this, obviously.
But it was mostly a technological demonstration of its day. Likewise, Japan developed a vehicle in the 1990s called Kaiko. Its maneuverability was limited in terms of trying to understand such an unusual and
but the website is
environment.
It's pretty interesting, actually.
The trip to the seafloor takes about 8 hours. As the vehicle is descending, of course, the pressure is building up. So will the structure hold up? I think many of us
Nereus ROV, just put that in.
Being
the one with the history,
about
right, on YouTube, History Network.
And as we got closer and closer to the seafloor, of course, we became more and more excited.
Right, so that's it. So, like I say, from my knowledge, the fish farming net cleaning has picked up big time. The small ROV work has picked up considerably in the last 5 years, and the amount of companies, you know, like Blue ROV, Deep Trekker, I said those, right? There's a company in PEI, Prince Edward Island, that makes 3 nice models. Shark, Deep, Blu-ray. You can make one yourself, basically, for several $100s to $1,500. Okay, so smaller is better. Is that how it's going this day and age? Alright, so that's it for week 2. Alright, signing off.